Hey fellow skeptics, Lester the Skeptic Tank here once again. I wanted to bring something to your guys' attention in case you weren't aware. And I don't know if you even subscribe to Peacock, but I would be more than happy to log into Peacock because they do have some shows I do watch on Peacock. One of them is Law and Order, SVU, and the original that was rebooted, I think a couple years ago. Chicago PD, it's not entirely my jam, but I watch an episode or two. Um, Twisted Metal, so I'm gonna demonstrate something, and you'll be surprised. And this is something low spec Linux laptop brought to attention with his misconceptions. A lot of what is incompatible isn't the fault of Linux platform itself, especially when it comes to operating things from within a browser like you're seeing right now. I'll do a brief demonstration. I'll be surprised if I'll be able to watch an episode of Twisted Metal while I'm in my Linux environment. Let's see. And there you go. Your system configuration is not compatible with Peacock. You run off a browser. It's not worth my time to go into my podunk Windows environment just so I can watch Peacock. Yes, I have a Mac, but I set aside my MacBooks for very, very specific uses, mainly work. My Linux machine and check the supported devices in our help center. Let's see. Dismiss. I think there's a help section. Or so it tells me. I'm gonna go home. Let's see. Yeah, and the help center is a hard thing to find. Let's see if I can go all the way to the bottom. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know about race. Okay, help center. Okay. Getting started. Supported devices. Okay. So what I don't... Linux has, outside of Safari and Edge, Firefox has a version available for Chrome. A version available for Firefox. Why cut out potential viewers? That's what I don't get. There are often times I don't want to be in either environment. You know, I get as frustrated with my Mac as much as I do enjoy more than my Windows. Yes, and I run a very specific version of Linux, as do those other Linux users. They run their specific distros for a reason. But I think on the whole, we kind of like being in that Linux environment because we're kind of sheltered. I would like to think that we're in an odd minority in the sense that not many viruses are out there for Linux. At least I'm not aware of many viruses, if any. But you know, I guess if I really dig enough, I'll find it. I'll find some. It's like, no, I'm not gonna. Let's see. I'm not gonna get a smart TV. I'm not gonna get a PlayStation. I already. Even the PlayStation 5, I remember when it first came out, that was a circus. Yeah, I can use my Chromecast, but that defeats the purpose. I guess, because my Chromecast can just be a flip of the switch on my monitor. But what if I want to watch Peacock and I want to multitask? I got 2 monitors. You know? What if I need to? What if I want to install an app and compile it from source like I've done? If I need to compile from source. Like, okay, that's great. I'll watch it on my mobile phone. Why? Why cut out for those? And yeah, maybe call us stubborn, but why cut us out? You know, Windows, a thing that needs to be constantly, I don't know, constantly updated. And when you do update Windows, you don't know if the update's going to bring your system down. Because I've seen incidents where an update would cause your system not to boot. And I'm talking about from the end user perspective. And you would think, yeah, download the Windows installer, run it through what we call Wine. No, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. It is just intriguing. If I type in Chrome or Firefox. Let's start with Chrome. Let's see, Google Chrome Wine HQ. This is going to give me, or should anyway, should give me some results. There it is. Anything after a certain version, it ends up being garbage. Okay? So, what I'm going to do, this is going to be a marathon for me anyway, because going back to my trusty Slack builds, I remember this being around. I forgot there was another application. Play on Linux, this is what I found, and so I would have to chase these dependencies. I think I have most of these, but that's where I'll start. If you know, I could try to run this in VirtualBox, but that seems waste. I guess I could use VirtualBox, put it on another monitor, but that seems wasteful in the event of just running a browser and watching something on Peacock, just so I don't have to reboot my machine and boot into my podunk Windows partition. The circumstances would have to push it to where it's absolutely necessary, like I have no choice. Games are one of those. And I'll see what I can do to get away with by using Play on Linux to see if I can even run QuickBooks on it. If not, I will probably provide a separate video on certain alternatives and see if I can get them to work. Because there was one I was using from Apache. It's like it uses a web browser to get into the management portion and creation of transactions. But I found it to be a little wonky. I don't know if I need to add anything new. Let's see if there's anything I need to be aware of. Biz is the name of the program from Apache. Let's see. Biz. Let's see if I hit enter. Nope, it doesn't have it. But anyway, that's my soapbox for the morning, at least for now. And just something to be considerate of is whether you're a veteran of Linux or you're just getting into Linux, getting onto the surface of it anyway, and your mentality may be different. Like, Linux might just be something you're wanting to learn and you're playing around with. You're likely going to be in whatever environment you are predominantly using, whether Windows or Mac. Now, honestly, I don't think I've ever attempted a dual boot within a Mac machine, like my MacBooks. Not sure how to even, I'll have to do some research with that. But I'll more than likely be, well, like I said in my early videos, I said a Mac would have been a good compromise because a lot of applications are written around Mac and not Linux. But I just think there are some developers taking the lazy route, like QuickBooks. I mean, yeah, you're doing a lot of development for Windows and you're doing a lot of development for the online version of QuickBooks. I get it. Can't really exhaust all the resources available, so you just do you just cut corners, you make it look nice on the front end of it, but the back end of it is very, very wonky. I'll say that much. Alright guys, if you want to wish me luck, I appreciate it. Let's see what I can get away with without having to boot into my Windows environment, as much as I can try to avoid it. Alright, until next video, Skeptics, have a good one. Signing off for now.